This video is sponsored by Ren. Greetings, guys, girls, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. I can't lift my arms up all the way because I'm not wearing a bra, and I will flash you. Today's trousers are these. This is so dangerous. I should not be doing this. I'm wearing flowers. They're orange and pink flowers. They're ones you recommended I wear on Instagram. The Queer Kiwi. That is a lie. No one recommended me wear these trousers on Instagram. But you can at the Queer Kiwi on Instagram. So now we know that a common theme on this channel is gay. And by common theme, I mean the only theme. That is what I am. That is who we are. It is the Queer Kiwi for a reason, right? Everything I do, everything that we absorb and consume, it is gay. It doesn't matter if it's inherently gay, it just is. But what is the gayest thing of all time? Just making fun of heterosexual people. So that is, again, what we are here to do today. We all know I do my monthly check-ins on the straights, and usually I do that as the first video of the month. Didn't do that this month. I did it as the last video of the year instead. So now it's the middle of the month, and I decided I want to do it. Off schedule. Ready to do it. I can do what I want when I want. This is my channel. You can't tell me what to do. So, just there. Let's get into it. Enough jibber jabber. Enough. I'll start the video now, actually. That's what I'm gonna do. I cannot read my handwriting. I can't read my handwriting. If you want to try read my handwriting, go subscribe to my second channel. I'm gonna do a video where I try to see if my iPad can tell what I'm writing with my Apple Pen, because I can't. So I want to see how my iPad translates it, because I think it'd be funny. It's interesting for no one else, but it's amusing to me. So if you want to see me have a good time, go subscribe. Anyway, enough. I'm gonna start the video. Being gay has to do with manipulation or being rejected by women. Rock Hudson had no luck with the ladies, so he turned to men. Also, lesbians are that way because they have low arches and can't wear high-heeled shoes. You heard it here first, folks. Lesbians can't wear high-heeled shoes. You will never catch a lesbian dead in high-heeled shoes. Actually, you will catch a lesbian dead in high-heeled shoes. They put on high-heeled shoes and they die. You will never catch them alive in high-heeled shoes because they can't wear them. They put a heel on their shoe and either they become straight or they die. Those are the only two options. I'm sorry, lesbians, but that's the reason you are the way you are. I hate you had to find out this way, but made in vagina. I hate it. We know where babies come from. We already know that. You don't need to advertise it on their shirt. I don't get when parents do that. There are some really weird baby clothes. Like, there are some that like sexualize their children, which is really gross. And there are just some weird things. And there's so many that like reference sex, or they reference where babies come from and how they were conceived. And although this one isn't as vile and vulgar as some of the other ones I've seen, it's still really weird. Why are you effectively just putting the word vagina on a baby's clothes? And I know vaginas aren't necessarily, like, they're not inherently like sexual, you know what I mean? Like, it's fine, we can talk about vaginas casually, but maybe don't put it on a baby's clothes. I don't know, it's really strange. And I dislike it. I really do not like it. I don't appreciate it. It's really freaking weird. Stop it. Get nicer things to put your baby in. Something that's actually funny would also be an improvement. Canada, oil sands community. In Canada, lesbians are considered hot. In Saudi Arabia, if you're a lesbian, you die. Why are we getting our oil from countries that don't think lesbians are hot? Choose equality. Choose Canadian oil. Like us on Facebook. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 likes. Now, when I saw this, I was like, this has to be satire. Some lesbians must have made this as a ha-ha, which is like not a very funny joke, but I was like, no, this is a real thing that was posted by this company. This is a real thing that was posted. They had to make an apology for this. They literally actually posted this. I can name so many things wrong So many things wrong with this. It's the male gaze, for starters. We think lesbians are hot. And thinking lesbians are hot means equality. No, we're not sexualizing lesbians here today. Thank you! That's not what women love and women relationships are here for. They're not hot. They're just relationships.
Hi, Kiwi here. I realized that I forgot to read one of my notes, and it's quite important, and that is that this ad is also obviously really awful in the fact that it makes light of homophobic laws, and it's laughing at them and making fun of the fact that, you know, in some places, gay people, they die, they get killed. That is the thing that happens. And it's also a little bit racially fueled, and it also smells a little bit like Islamophobia, which also not cool. There's a lot of things wrong with this post, and there's definitely a big one. I could talk about so many things for so long, but I realized I'm really stupid and I can't read my own handwriting, so I just forgot to read that note. I'm really sorry. Back to the video.
The other thing that I dislike about this post is that it's for an oil company. I'm not a big fan of oil companies. They're not my favorite thing in the world. They're actually probably my least favorite thing in the world. Oil companies are like in my list of like 5 things I hate the most in the entire world. Out of everything hurting the environment, oil companies are like quite literally the absolute worst. They make up a very, very large portion of the climate crisis. Big corporations are obviously the most responsible for climate change and everything that's happening. Billionaires and big corporations, particularly oil companies, are the reason we are in the position that we are in today. And unfortunately, there's a lot of pressure on us, everyday people, to change the way that we act in order to compensate for the way that careless, reckless billionaires are acting. And as much as I disagree with the fact that we have been left with so much responsibility as small people, I do believe that we should do what we can. And I know that without the help and change of big corporations, things aren't going to improve drastically, and they're definitely not going to improve quickly, but I do still believe that it's important. And that's where today's sponsor, Ren, is really fantastic. Ren is a way that you can calculate your carbon footprint, and it'll tell you exactly how much carbon it thinks that you are emitting in your day-to-day life, like every year. And it gives you a way to offset that carbon footprint by giving you a monthly subscription to their projects. So basically you can donate a certain amount every month that will offset your carbon footprint. And I really, really love the projects that Ren support and where the money that we give goes. So it goes into places like protecting rainforest, and replanting. It goes into projects such as protecting rainforest and planting trees. But my favorite things that it supports is offering like clean cooking stoves to refugees and allowing them to cook food on like a clean thing that doesn't emit like toxic smoke that is not only really damaging the environment, but also doing immediate damage on them and their lungs. Ren does a lot of projects like this, and you get to do a monthly subscription, and every month you will get an email saying exactly where your money is going to help offset your personal carbon footprint. And again, I know that we all have different time and money restrictions. Contributing towards ending the climate crisis looks different for everyone. And for some people that looks like protesting. That is definitely very important, and like hardcore activism. It can mean going vegan. It can mean a whole bunch of different things to a lot of different people depending on your means. But this is a really fantastic way to help some really good causes directly in helping to make the planet as carbon neutral as we can as everyday people that aren't big corporations. So thank you so much, Ren, for sponsoring this video. I'm really, really glad that you reached out. I really, really love the cause, and I think that it is really important to do what we can. A really cool thing as well is if you are one of the first 100 people to use the link in my description, you will get 10 extra trees planted in your name. So use the link in my description, Go support a good cause. That was an intense ad there, wasn't it? It was a little bit. I get real passionate about climate change. I have so much to say. Oh, I could do a whole video about climate change. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that one day. When you pull the fake pregnancy card because your man wants to leave you, but now the whole world's waiting for you to give birth, I have a solution for you. So, what you gotta do is go to the... I have a solution for you. So what you've got to do is go to the school that your husband teaches at. Find his pregnant student and convince her to give you her baby when she gives birth. Bada bing, bada boom, problem solved. You have a baby. You're welcome. It'll work out really well for you, I think. I think that'll go really smoothly, really swimmingly. It'll work out. It works every time. And what will the age of consent be in crypto land? Mental maturity should be more than enough. Winky face. Okay, so mental maturity is kind of technically what the consent law already is. Your definition of mental maturity doesn't mean that is what actual mental maturity is. The reason the age of consent is 16 to 18 is because that is when you have the capacity and capability to understand what sex is, what you're doing, and who you are with, you know? Like, I don't have a problem with the age of consent being like 16 if it's works within like a certain age bracket, you know? Like, I like how a lot of the time, like at least in New Zealand, if you're 16, you can have sex with someone who is 17 or 18, but you can't sleep with anyone who's over 18 because then you're going to have that mental maturity age gap. The reason the consent law is the way it is because it's based off of life experience. It's the power dynamic. You can have a really mature, for her age, 15-year-old and a really immature 30-year-old. But that doesn't mean you're on the same page because you've had double the life experience. So you have a lot on them. Children, because that's what they are, they're children, trust adults. And they will do what they'll do what you tell them to do because they're children and they trust adults, whether they think that or not. No matter what they think they know, they don't have the life experience. So then you're not on the same mental maturity level. That's how this works. That's already what the law is. If anything, the law isn't strict enough for that because you still have like 40-year-olds preying on 18-year-olds. And I also don't think that that's cool either. That's what mental maturity is. If you want to make your age of consent mental maturity, you're actually going to make the rules a bit tougher than they already are. So by all means, go ahead, but like actually base it off of what mental maturity is and means, not your definition of it. How do you understand this picture? You need to have a good wife and host for you to have good balance in life. No. No, you don't. You can, if that's what your relationship dynamic is, and that's what's gonna work for you and your partner. Don't like the fact that you call them hoes. Not a big fan, but if you have like an open relationship with your partner and you can sleep with who you want while also being together, and that's like a mutual agreement that works for you, by all means, go ahead. Do not care. As long as there is like trust and understanding of one another and you know that's what there is and there's communication, that's fine. The bigger problem I have with this image is what it was meant to imply, which I think is one conservative, reserved woman is worth the same as multiple sexually promiscuous women. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. It's saying that sexually promiscuous women are worth less, which is just not true. We're all women and we're all people and we're all worth the exact same amount. It doesn't matter how many people you do or do not sleep with. It doesn't matter how many people you have been in relationships with. It doesn't matter your sexuality. Nothing matters. We're all just people. If you, for whatever reason, do not want to date someone who has slept around or who is sexually liberated, you do not have to. You don't have to. But that doesn't give you the right to shame people who do. Because trust me, we don't want to date you either. So just fuck off. I don't care about your judgment. I don't care about what you think of me. I don't want anything to do with you. You saying that I'm worth less than other people doesn't actually make it true. Just makes you an asshole. So move along. Thank you. When you meet the right woman, she can stop the rage and pain. See, it was shit like this that kept me in an abusive relationship as a teenager for far too long. Posts like this make me so ridiculously angry because they validate and enforce and justify such shitty behavior from men. It's so infuriating because it makes women feel like their job is to like control and like nurture men and like make them feel safe, and it's okay if they're like mean and aggressive to literally everyone else and even to you, because you're the only one who can ground them and also make them calm because they're nice to you sometimes, and it's a real treat and it's so lovely when they're nice to you. That is literally what an abusive relationship is. Fuck off. Fuck you. Stop saying that this is what a healthy relationship looks like. It's not. This is not women's jobs. It's not their job to calm you down. It's not their job to emotionally ground you. It's not their job to be your therapist or your mother. You are partners. Learn to control your anger on your own. Don't take it out on other people. It's not her job to calm you down. It's good to support each other and to have an emotional support person and things, but if you're in a relationship purely for that purpose, you need to rethink that, and you also cannot hold that over your partner's head and say, you're the only one who does this for me. You're the only one who makes me feel like a person. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Stop it with these posts, for the love of God. I think this was just a Halloween costume, and I see this like every year for Halloween. I know it's not Halloween anymore, but this came up, so it's here. And listen, why? Like, what's the point? This isn't even a costume. This is just gross and weird. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? What's going on? Stop it. I've seen this before too, but I've never talked about it before. So I'm going to now. It's like very, very old, but it came up on Hetero Cringe, so it's in the video. You can deal with it. Dad who humiliated daughter by recreating her sexy selfies now has become twice as many. Where did I read become? Become is not, it's not even a word on this post. Where did my brain get that from? Dad who humiliated daughter by recreating her sexy selfie now has twice as many followers as her. This is so fucking weird. It's so fucked up. Let your daughter do what she wants. Don't shame her. Don't embarrass her. She's not doing anything wrong. It's also really fucking creepy and weird to look at your daughter's sexy selfies and recreate them. There's something really creepy about it and really weird. Please don't shame your children for like expressing themselves and for doing what they want with their body and taking ownership of their body. That's going to traumatize and scar them. Don't do it. Don't traumatize your children for the lols. Don't do that. Let your children have freedom. I don't know how old she is, but she has tattoos. I'm assuming those are real tattoos. So she is definitely old enough to be doing that. And even if she wasn't, maybe instead have a conversation with her about why you think it's inappropriate and like sort something out rather than making fun of her and bullying your child online and shaming her. Not cool, man. Don't do that. Oh my God. I hate when men think they have the right to take away their daughter's bodily autonomy. Leave them the fuck alone. Leave them alone. Anyway, this has been today's video. I hope that you have enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. You will be my best friend if you subscribe. I will replace Kat with you. Kat is no longer my best friend. You are my best friend. Fellow subscriber? I'm not subscribed. I am the subscribe. That's a subscribe. I don't know. I don't know the correct word. Massive thank you to my Kiwi Fruit and Kiwi Bird channel members whose names are up on the screen right now. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. You are also my best friends, like my best friends. I love you. Thank you. If you want to tell me which pants to wear in my next video, then go check out my Instagram, The Queer Kiwi. Go give a little stalk of my Instagram feed, find all my trousers that I have, and comment below which ones I should wear. That sounds like a lot of work, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I think you should definitely do that. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. Massive thank you again to Ren for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check them out with the link in the description. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.